yard about every day.
Do they really?
Good morning.
Good morning and welcome to Today in L.A. I'm Mike Amos. He's Jim Jackson and he's Bill Rice Jr. And Mike Amos will be calling in from parts unknown in just a few moments. Hope you're doing well this morning. You're not dancing in the streets with all this rain.
Oh, man, finally got some rain.
I bet your cars and your lots probably appreciate a little rain.
You know, probably, what was it, a week ago, we got like 8 or 10 sprinkles.
Yeah.
And it took the dust that was on all those vehicles and just spotted it. So we've needed some rain really, really bad to get rid of that.
Exactly right. And, of course, the weather looks conducive for rain, and hopefully it'll rain enough to get out of here at least by noon tomorrow, and we'll get ready for some college football. Troy and South Alabama
tomorrow
night, so it should be a lot of fun. And then, of course, this weekend you got some big games coming up. Auburn playing at Arkansas. Auburn better be careful here in this situation.
I think that's like a 17-point line.
But Arkansas always seems to play Auburn well. And then the Alabama-Tennessee game's at 8 o'clock. You're not going to that, are you?
I'm not. I've actually got a wedding this weekend up in the Alexander City area. But we were talking about that yesterday. I can never remember the line on that game being more than 5 touchdowns, and the line is 36.
Oh my goodness!
36.
I didn't know that.
It may have come down a little now, but that's what it came out at, and that's
if you can afford to do it, hey, put everything you got on Tennessee. And
Tennessee looked a lot better.
Covered 4 weeks in a row.
I don't care, but listen,
4 weeks in a row.
That is too much for.
I agree.
36 points, and you got a rival and who needs to play well is about as bad as anybody I know. I picked them last week. I took Tennessee, and everybody laughed at me.
Yeah, and we did laugh at you.
Everybody laughed at
me. They come back and they win.
I didn't laugh at you, Mike.
I did. I thought it was a bad pick.
Well, let me just say
this.
As he
says, that's what winners are made of.
Nobody.
I think, matter of fact, I think I changed my pick after we laughed. You laughed at him, and I said, he's made some good points.
Well, somebody is due, and a guy's got not only his teams on the line, but his family and whether he's going to be working next year or not. Whatever.
And then South Carolina turning around and beating Georgia, and Georgia looked like just a kind of a pedestrian, middle of the road team. I mean, they got beat up front on both sides of the ball.
You're exactly right.
They got dominated.
You're exactly right. And let me tell you something.
Nobody expected that.
South Carolina will hit you in the mouth.
Oh, there's no doubt. And the surprising thing to me was on the offensive and defensive lines, South Carolina was the much more impressive team. I mean, Georgia couldn't run the ball. Fromm went down several times. They had Fromm on the run all day. 3 interceptions, just a shock from a guy that don't make mistakes. And one of those was a drop pass, but there were a couple of them that were just bad throws.
Yeah.
I see that
Makes Alabama look better.
Auburn is a 17.5-point favorite going into the Arkansas game. This game's played at Arkansas, and their crowd's going to really try to make a point. But again, of course, South Carolina is playing Florida, and that one's off the board right now.
Yeah, well, they don't know if
the quarterback in South Carolina.
Yeah, they don't know who's going to quarterback South Carolina, and then Florida, I think, wound up with a couple of pretty significant defensive injuries toward the end of the LSU game, so they're kind of waiting to see who's going to play. Speaking of that game, and I noticed you got it written down here.
Coach Sadler, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Frank Sadler, who sat up on this desk. I had this desk for many, many mornings over the years, and dear friend and, of course, my old football coach, Frank Sadler, passed away last Saturday morning, and his funeral will be this Friday, from the First Baptist Church of Troy. The visitation will be from 9 to 10:30 Friday morning, and the funeral will be at 10:30 from the First Baptist Church of Troy, and that is this Friday. So
one of the guys that goes to church there, I guess they made that announcement in church, and he had texted me Sunday, And when he texted me, I said, well, you know, when I go to the show this week, I'm going to wear me a Troy hat. I'm going to switch seats with Bill. And I'm going to sit over there and look down at my sheet the whole time and speak real low. And
I tell you what.
In honor of Frank.
No sweeter man than
no
Frank
doubt.
Sadler. But a lot of times people say, when is Frank going to ever open?
When's he going to look up? Or when's he going to say something?
And they were taking bets on when he was going to look up.
But you know what? We always knew what he was thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Always knew what he was thinking.
And I tell you what, I could tell you a story about him. I could tell you a life story. You know, he came out of Georgia, South Georgia. What's the name of that little town? A pretty good sized town. Just over the line from Dothan. Not Blakely. It's a pretty good sized town.
Valdosta?
No, it's on up a little bit further than Valdosta. This is fun. You go to Dothan and you just pretty much drive straight across.
Bainbridge?
No, not Bainbridge. Somebody's going to get it in a minute. Come on, Rice. Help me out.
Donaldsonville's in South
No,
Georgia?
this is a pretty big town.
South Georgia.
Yeah, in South Georgia. Well, not necessarily South Georgia, but pretty much straight across from you.
Savannah's a big town, but that's...
No, it's right in the middle of the state. And
No.
I had the worst time with this. With who? Not Macon, but on down further from Macon. No.
Well, it's probably
it probably has 100,000 people live there. Not America. And
Albany?
Albany.
Yeah,
Albany.
Danny Lee just texted me and said Albany.
Albany.
That's what I was fixing to do was look up.
Daddy.
See if that was
Daddy
it. Thanks,
saved
Danny.
me many times, but he's from Albany. He was.
I never knew that. So.
He's in the Albany Hall of Fame. He was just a little guy, little Indian boy that came out of there, and was a great little player, and got a chance to come to Troy to play football. And one of the things that makes you smile. He came over here to look at the school with his daddy, and then they went home. And so when he came back to school, they asked him to come back to Troy. And when they asked him to come back, he took the bus by himself. He'd never been on the bus before. And he ended up in Panama City, Florida, when he was coming over here.
That's close.
He got mixed up and ended up in Panama City and finally got to Troy. And when he got here, the coach offered him a full scholarship. And he went and took all the money that his daddy had given him to start school. I think I want to say $800 or something. It's a lot of money even now. And he mailed it back to his daddy and said, "We're not going to need the money." You know, he was just that kind of guy that he would do that even as a kid, that he would give the money back to his daddy. And of course, he went on to be a star player at Troy. He wasn't a big guy, but let me tell you this. He was a star player in football. He was a star player in baseball, as a center fielder and second baseman and pitcher. He was a pitcher, and
I didn't even know he
that's
played
right.
baseball.
Oh yeah, real good baseball player. And then he also played basketball for 1 year under John Archer, and then he also ran track. So he was a four-sport athlete.
What years did he play at Troy?
Wow.
He played from early mid-1957, starting 57.
Late 50s.
Yeah, late 50s.
57 to about 60.
Yeah, that's right. And he and guys like Johnny Sanders, who several of the guys, John Fairclough, a lot of the guys, they all played together at Troy. And he was a great player and became an outstanding coach. He coached me in high school in 1963 and 64 years. We only lost 3 games in 2 years, which is pretty good.
Yeah, very
good. We won the South Alabama Conference Championship my senior year. He was one of those guys, he would just fire you up. I mean, what he'd do, he would just fire you up, get you ready to play. And we used to butt heads. That's why I'm about half crazy today, is butting heads. And he was an outstanding coach, though, and left Charles Henderson, went to Central Phoenix City and coached Woodrow Lowe at Phoenix City, and Eddie Lowe, who's presently the mayor over there. And then he went on and coached in college at Chattanooga and the University of South Carolina, where he was an offensive coordinator for a long time. And they ran the old veer offense back then, the old triple option, but it was the veer instead of the wishbone. And he was considered one of the top coaches in the country for years and years. And then, of course, he came back and finished coaching in high school up at Bob Jones in Huntsville. And I got him to retire here. I told him, I said, Coach, man, you need to go here, come back where people love you and know you. And
he sure enjoyed doing this show. He looked forward to that every football season. And he's, we didn't do it. I think he and I were together. I can't remember how many years really, because I was trying to think how long I've been doing this with you, and all the way back to Bud Casey.
That's right, all the way back.
I don't know how long ago that was, but he'd come by the office once a week or so to talk about it, and who you think you're gonna pick this week, and he got excited about that.
Yeah, that's right.
He really did.
No question about it, and he was a lot of fun, and everybody loved him. Everybody that knew him loved him. He was real active in the First Baptist Church of Troy, and just a wonderful, wonderful guy that I'll always remember. He taught you to believe.
I
mean, he said, "Man, you got to believe. You got to believe," and he instilled that in us as players in high school and even through life. But tell you something, he was always talking about his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and of course, he was real involved with the giving away Bibles, what's the name of the group of those guys? Gideons. Real active in Gideons until he couldn't do it anymore. But of course, he had a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful wife, Patty, and now he's going to be with Patty for eternity, and we're excited about it for him. Of course, we've got several games from last weekend. I tell you, what a game it's going to be this week when you've got somebody like Arrington going up against Long High School of Skipperville. You talk about a huge game. That's one of the games this weekend that we're going to be picking.
What about Highland Home?
Oh, Highland Home. That was the big upset of them all. Highland Home
beat. It wasn't really an upset.
Yeah, that's right.
They beat them bad, didn't they?
55-28 or something like that.
It wasn't an upset. They beat them bad.
And of course, he has done a super job.
And I know I had Laverne.
Yeah. And
I missed that one too.
Oh yeah.
After the game, a bunch of people went there and ate that restaurant. What was that name of that restaurant?
After the game?
Yeah. What was the name of that restaurant? Right.
Ain't no place here?
No, you're wrong. It don't matter.
That's what it's called. It don't matter.
Hey, it don't matter. The restaurant there, I'm sure, was packed with folks.
Well, where do you eat in Highland Home?
It don't matter.
What?
It don't matter.
What?
It don't matter.
Nothing Michael involved in that.
The name of the restaurant is It Don't Matter Restaurant in downtown Highland Home, and you talk about. They didn't do the toilet paper like Auburn does, but they threw hay on everybody's house, I reckon. I don't know why they did. But I know they celebrated throughout the night in Highland Home, don't you think? They were honking their horn.
I'm sure.
They were honking their horn on Main Street. And I want to say Main Street was 31.
Flying Squadron, is that right?
Flying Squadron.
You got these high school games that are like Big 12 games nowadays.
High school.
Exactly right. We're waiting on Mike Amos to call in from Grayton Beach, and hopefully he'll be calling in soon. I want to mention that Alabama and Tennessee play this weekend, but it's 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
And your guys will have to would have been there all day long, wouldn't they?
I'm kind of going, y'all. I haven't been forever, but I doubt I'm going to go to the game with a 3-year-old and an 8-year-old.
So you're just going to go for the day?
My little brother is the publisher of the Tuscaloosa News, and we're going to let the kids go up there to see their cousins.
Okay.
And I said, let's go and tailgate and let them soak up the atmosphere. And Bobby's got tickets with the Tuscaloosa News. And I said, he wants to give those to key clients.
Right.
And I said, you keep your tickets, and we'll tailgate, hang out on the quad, and then go back to your house and watch the game.
You know,
believe it or not, I think it's they finally got a night game, and I think it's supposed to rain.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh.
Well, we maybe won't tailgate all day then.
Of course, we're waiting for Mike Amos to call in just a moment. I want to give you some scores of some games that a lot of people might have missed. Central of Clay, you ought to write them a letter, Jim, and say they embarrassed you on television, on your television show. Central Clay County beat St. Clair County 65-0. What they doing beating somebody so bad?
Obviously, St. Clair County is not very good.
Charles Henderson beat Carroll 28-18. Big win for Coach McCoy and his team. Greenville beat Beauregard 28-12. Charles Henderson looked pretty good as far as the region goes. In this, they're winning the right games. Let's say that. Some other games, Tallahassee, the team Charles Henderson will play this week, beat Rehoboth 21-6. Other games, Andalusia beat Escambia of Atmore 28-0. Hillcrest of Evergreen beat Clark County 10-0. Looking for some other games here.
How did Opp do? We got to pick
the
Opp.
Bobcats, you're right. We're going to have them in a minute. I was trying to pick
Who
up.
did they play? Seems like I picked up and they got beat, maybe.
Yeah. Eufaula beat Russell County 48-0. Coach Rigby is doing a heck of a job there. Thompson of Alabaster, beat Vestavia 35-21. And this is another program that is really, really good now. Headland beat Ashford 50-28. That was a big game down in that part of the state.
Oh, go back.
And
Jacksonville beat Aniana.
Yeah, Jacksonville.
21. I had a
That's right.
nephew that's head coach at Jacksonville.
Oh, Eddie, okay. He's done a heck of a job to beat Aniana like that. That was a big win. Looking at some other, T.R. Miller beat Thomasville 24-7. Miller always had a good team. Providence beat Opp 13-10.
That was one of my Providence. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you took Providence.
No, I think I took.
You swapped back?
I want to say I might have taken Opp.
After Providence got beat handily by Pike County.
Listen to this. Pike County beat Slocum 60-0. And I believe on this show I said Slocum was going to play them a good game.
Yeah.
You know what? They have been, he knew this all along. You talking about Pike County with big old strong linemen, big fine looking linemen, and he got those three running backs, and he runs them right between the tackles, and they just wear folks out. And I wouldn't doubt if he doesn't win a state championship at Pike County.
We don't want to jinx him, but it seems that way.
I tell you what, it looks good.
They're playing 3A now.
They play 3A, playing 3A, and they've got a big one coming up this weekend. As Pike County goes up against.
That's certainly Charles Henderson's best win of all of the
Pike County and Opp this weekend should be a good game. Goshen just walloped Calhoun. Goshen's on fire. GW Long beat Houston Academy 49-7. Highland Home beat Luverne in one of the big wins of the year. Highland Home beat Luverne 52-28. Congratulations to all those folks there. Still, Mike Amos, somebody needs to call and wake him up this morning because he should have called by now.
Mike, I was thinking of you last night. Have you seen the documentary on the Bobby Bowden dynasty at Florida State?
No, but I would love to have seen it.
On ESPN2, 2-hour show.
There he is.
Just on Bobby
Good
Bowden.
morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hey, man, they just had me sending you a text.
That's right, man. Mike, your buddy was going to send you a text. Was that woken you up?
He said he's going to fire you if you're late again.
Ken,
I'll be honest. None of y'all want to experience what I'm experiencing at my house. It's great right now.
they've got a little virus going on. I think.
That is not good.
Everybody's sick except me and my soon-to-be 2-year-old. I just dropped off, but she's the one that got everybody originally sick. So, I don't even want to go back to the house right now.
Well, sorry, Mike. Sorry.
I've been up since 5:30 this morning.
There's some of your old friends smiling though, that knowing that you're going through this type thing. Arrington beat Barber County 60-6. Arrington playing very well right now. That's going to be quite a game between Arrington and long of Skipperville. Zion Chapel, Mike, continues to win. They win 43-14 over Central of Haynesville. Brantley beat Red Level 41-13. Elba beat Georgiana 50-26. Florella beat McKenzie 64-26. Kinston wins again. They beat Pleasant Home 31-7. But I just wanted to give you some of those scores of some high school games that were played last weekend.
Only upset I can take credit for is I picked Holly Home to beat Spurn.
You sure did. In fact,
Yes,
I don't think anybody else picked them, and you did. And
But I lost Charles Henderson, and I even took Central Haynesville coming out there win over Sampson.
you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Well, I was thinking that maybe that they had found something in Central Haynesville, but I guess not.
Well, we're not going to tell anybody what it is, but that gift you gave Jim has arrived, and it's sitting not too far from where he sits right now.
That's a good thing.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you're a good delivery driver.
I know there's going to be a lot of. He doesn't have the sheets from last week, but I know there's going to be a lot of X's on my board because I did not do too well, especially with the high schools. I think I had Laverne.
Did Troy get a lot of rain? Like we finally got rain down.
It's
raining now.
Yeah, it's raining
It's supposed
now.
to rain all day.
And when I went to bed last night, it was raining,
Yeah.
so it stayed. Hopefully, it'll go away by kickoff time tomorrow night when Troy goes up against South Alabama.
Anybody know how many days we went without significant rain? I know we got about 10 drops one day, like you said. Probably about 40 days.
What do you think,
It
Mike?
had to be 6-7 weeks.
Yeah, no
I
question.
don't know exactly, but
Of course, last night in the pros, boy.
that was a good ball game. I flipped over just in time to see the last 8 minutes.
You're right, and let me tell you.
What a difference a quarterback makes.
My man at Green Bay,
Aaron Rodgers.
the commentator, the guy that was the commentator, kept saying, he said, you don't want to kick field goals against Aaron Rodgers. He said, you can't settle for a field goal. You better go ahead because he's going to come back and beat you, and that's exactly what he did. They kicked field goals instead of scored a touchdown. I'm talking about the Detroit Lions.
Well, I thought about it. I don't know if you watch the end of it or not.
I
thought about it, and I said, Alabama sure wouldn't do that. You know, Detroit's out of timeouts.
Yeah.
And Green Bay's got the ball on the 11 or 12-yard line. They snap it, hand it off to the running back. Well, Detroit
They were
just
gonna let him
parks.
score. They
They're
were
gonna
gonna let him score.
and he falls down on the 2-yard line, a yard short of the first
And
down marker. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? But then I'm thinking, well, their field goal kickers are automatic, so they don't have to worry about it.
It crushed
they were
everybody
down
in
by
Las
2.
Vegas. It crushed everybody. Mike, they were going to give him the touchdown, and the guy sits down at the
He
1
slid
yard
down
line.
on his
And he was
the 2-yard line.
He was fixing to win the money for his team and for a loss. I mean, no telling how many millions of dollars
and
that
then
affected.
they actually had to kneel on the ball twice.
Yeah.
After that, to run it down to 3 seconds.
I don't know why more
kick the
teams
field goal.
don't do that. There's a lot of times where the only chance you have to win a game is to let them score and get the ball back, and then probably usually go down and score a touchdown and go for 2.
Exactly right.
But at least you've got a chance.
And it would have been just 20 or 30 seconds left, and it would have won the money, and everybody would have been happy. Mike, going to put you on hold a second. We've got a call coming in. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hey, Mike, it's Will Matthews.
Will Matthews calling in from Ozark this morning. You want to join us, Will, this morning?
Absolutely.
Have you already got your picks for the week? You want to go ahead and give us those?
It's a little early yet, but
He's probably waiting on some lines to adjust.
I got a lot of deals.
All right, let me bring Mike in here. I'm going to put you on hold. Let's see here. All right, we got both of you on now? Hello.
Come on.
You do?
Mike, you on?
Yeah, I'm on.
Yeah, he is.
All right, we're in good shape. All right, Will, you want to go ahead and give them to us?
Have you got my picks from last week?
He does not. He doesn't have the sheets, Will.
I don't have them.
We're doing it 2 days early, so he doesn't have the sheets.
Okay. All right. Well, that's understandable.
How did you do?
I did real well in the college. I had LSU, and I don't really know the ones I gave you on the show, but LSU got lucky and covered the spread.
They did.
I had UNLV against Vandy. That was a gift.
Now, why would you do that?
Vandy's really bad.
And we're talking about a terrible UNLV team. I mean, why did you do that?
I went with UNLV because Vanderbilt's terrible.
Yeah, Vanderbilt is really bad.
And, I think Vanderbilt's coach will be gone by the end of the year.
Yeah.
They said they just gave him a 5-year contract renewal.
What? Did they really?
That's what I heard on talk radio yesterday.
No way.
Wow.
Oh, boy. No way.
That's a strange line this week. Missouri's only a 17-point favorite at Vanderbilt.
It's going to make Ernest Tubb turn over in his grave.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
Already gone to 21 and a half.
Wow.
Who's gone to 21 and a half?
Missouri Vanderbilt.
The Missouri Vandy line was a 17.
Oh, that's a huge jump.
Yeah, okay. Okay, this show is brought to you by Bill Jackson Chevrolet Ford on the bypass. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Jim Jackson and Bill Jackson Chevrolet now owns the Ford dealership across the street. I mean, you threw dirt at them and rocks at them and shot those little old air rockets at them all at the time. Now you got to go over there and apologize. Is that right?
Oh, no, it's me now, so I just apologize to myself.
And, of course, it's like, changing over with Alabama and Auburn. We used to joke about going over to
No, it's
Auburn.
nowhere close to that,
Changing
man.
over.
It's nowhere close to that, man. Nowhere close.
Well, I know this. You both got great trucks. I'll tell you that.
Oh,
Tell us about your trucks.
Oh, yeah, it's, Silverado and the Sierra, all new trucks. The F-150 will be an all-new truck in 2021, probably coming out in the middle of next year. And it's neat to have Ford's always been the number one selling truck because GM's always been split. The Chevrolet and the GMC are two different lines, so they can't combine them.
And of course, they're the same truck pretty much. GM.
They've all got the same stuff.
Yeah.
They just look a little different and in a few different places inside the cab. But all the trucks these days have all the same stuff.
Of course, you're going to Detroit after you leave this show, aren't you?
No, that's in December.
Oh, okay.
Ford's making me do that for I think it's 3 or 4 days.
And General Motors and Chevrolet and General Motors and Ford, they're located both in Detroit.
They are.
Okay. What we're going to do, we're going to get started with Bill Jackson's Picks of the Week, brought to you by Bill Jackson Ford and Chevrolet right here in Troy on the bypass. And we're going to start with Tallahassee at Charles Henderson. This is a big area game for Charles Henderson, Mike. Who do you like?
I mean, it feels like Charles Henderson's playing pretty well. I know when Neil was on the other day, he said Charles Henderson's quarterback was suspended for the first half.
That's right.
That was hard, but I guess it didn't matter. They got up to an early lead and held on 28-18. I mean, I guess I'll get with Charles Henderson at home.
Will, what happened to Carroll of Ozark, man? They the last 2 or 3 years they've been lights out and they run into trouble this year. What happened?
Well, they had undefeated regular seasons in 16 and 17. They were about 5-5, and this year they're like 3-5, 3-5, or
Yeah.
3-4.
Of course, you lose that great running back. That had a lot to do with it too. You had a couple of good running backs there. Okay, who do y'all like? Who do you like, Jim?
I'm going to take Charles Henderson at home. This is actually our pink out game over there.
Oh, okay. Everybody wears pink or what?
I think they do.
Okay. And that's going to be a good football game. Of course, Tallahassee
be.
runs that wing T and really runs it well. Who do you like?
I like the gym atop a hill, Charles Henderson High School.
That's right.
Formerly Troy High School.
That's right. And you're going to take Charles Henderson. Mike, who do you take?
I took Charles Henderson. Will's cousin on the senior tour almost won again. He finished third.
Boy, did he really win a bunch of money? You know something else I knew? What?
You won $125,000.
Guess who won $88,000 this week, Mike? Boo Weekley won $88,000. He sure did. He sure did. Boo Weekley won $88,000.
Why are you? Is he one of your big fans?
Yeah. He's from the Funiac, which is right down the road here, and used to come up here and play golf.
He's from Jade,
He's
Florida.
from Jade, Florida, originally.
Okay.
Played golf with Heath Slocum and Bubba Watson.
So he's a local guy, kind of.
That's right. They were on the same team. Can you believe that? That was
Yeah,
a heck of
played a lot of our
that was a heck of a golf team, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And of course, our buddy Winter was real good friends with these guys, and he played it. I've gotten a golf cart before and rode around watching Boo Weekly play golf before.
How about that?
Yeah, no question about it. All right, let's go with Goshen at Central O'Hainville, and Goshen is just
Yeah, I like Goshen big in this game.
really playing good football, and I'll take Goshen to win that game. Everybody takes Goshen. Is that
Goshen
right?
lost one game by 1 point.
And that was to Laverne.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's because they didn't have a field goal kicker.
That's right.
'Cause they were inside the 10-yard line at the end of the game. Ran like 4 plays.
That
Couldn't
is
get it in.
amazing. That's amazing. Of course,
Didn't
again,
have enough
Mike,
confidence to try to kick a field goal.
while you're on the air, Mike, I know you're very close to this Highland Home team. Boy, they're still dancing in the streets of Highland Home after a big 52-28 win over Luverne. What do you think?
Oh, man, they went to the third round of the playoffs last year, and, you know, Will Pounce, he's a local kid that's got the head coaching job after Coach Coggins left, and they went to the third round of the playoffs last year, like I said. So, I mean, he had a lot of talent coming back, and Coach Johnny Mitchell does a great job on that staff as well. So, they just got, you know, a lot of talent in Crenshaw County. Crenshaw County.
So, does this mean Highland Home is the champ of Crenshaw County this year?
I guess. I don't know. They beat Brantley, too. I think they did.
Have they played? I didn't know for sure, but I know that's quite an honor.
Oh, yeah. That's 3 good football teams.
Okay, up at Pike County, Mike, and Pike County, bless their hearts, they just rolling, buddy. They're rolling.
I see an upset coming to you.
I know, I don't. I've done it a few times, but I know I've learned my lesson. I'm gonna take Pike County.
Yeah, I like Pike County in this game, especially at home.
How about you, Rice?
It's good to see Pike County playing like Pike County's supposed to. Pike County.
How about you, Mike?
Pike County's undefeated. I'll take Pike County.
All right,
You
ladies.
took Goshen too, didn't you, Mike?
Yeah, that's right.
I'll take that.
Yeah, no question about it.
I'm just trying to make sure you didn't. He's
Well,
trying to sabotage you.
if you were reading yesterday's Messenger, you would have seen an editorial written by our guy up here, Bill Rice. Bill, that was an excellent article.
On the myth of the exploited athlete.
Boy, yeah, if you want to read into that, it really tells the story about what kind of can of worms you might be opening here if they start paying those players out in California. And he was telling them, and it's the truth, and you read about that, they're already getting paid more than you think with the Pell Grant.
Yeah.
With the Pell Grant now, that's $10,000 a year. That's a lot of money.
They get cost of.
Hey, I didn't know I would have thought that was money for a king there, you know. And of course, how much money did you sort of figure that most athletes get?
Every college football player, basketball that plays Division I makes at least $100,000 in direct benefits. Depending on if you go to a private school or out of state, north of $200,000. You know, some make over $250,000. That's the direct benefits. The intangible benefits are things like having special memories that are going to last you a lifetime, being a part of a high-profile player on the team that's going to open doors for you later in life, you know, even if you don't make the pros. So, you know, my final line in that column was, if this is an exploitation, where does one sign up? You know, they get a lot of...
So really what we're talking about, there's a lot of value in what they get right now. But now with that Pell Grant, and of course now you've got to qualify for that. But if you qualified for the Pell Grant, you still get your scholarship and everything. That Pell Grant
is in addition to.
Yeah,
most players get about $10,000 a year from their their stipend for their cost of attendance scholarship and the Pell Grant, which averages out to about $850 a month to buy your toiletries and your proverbial late night pizza or your pizza.
Well, that's more money than I got.
All of
right
their
now.
food, they got all the food, food they want. As Mike and I can attest, going to that dining hall all the time.
They're fed like kings.
Anything and everything they want, 3 meals a day, buffet style. Morrison customers would be envious of what all the food these people have to eat.
All right, let's keep going.
What about the NCAA? I mean, will this be the
Coffee.
It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I think.
The U.S. Supreme Court will probably decide it.
And of course, we're here on a rainy, and hey, the farmers are out there dancing in the streets right now. There are people diving in the mud because with
I don't know if we've had enough rain for it to be muddy yet. It was dry.
Most of the time, all these farmers that buy Chevrolets and Fords, they come in there, and their car is filthy, it's got dust all over it. Now you finally get them washed off a little bit with the rain.
Yeah.
And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to you live from our studios on South Grundy Street in Troy, Alabama. You're watching on Facebook. This is Jim Jackson, the owner of Bill Jackson Chevrolet and Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, Alabama, and we're picking high school scores.
What time is the kickoff tomorrow night?
The kickoff is 7 o'clock. You want to come?
No, I was just wondering.
All right, it's going to be on television tomorrow. What network, Mike? Do you know?
ESPN2. Troy's a 15-point favorite.
Oh, man. Oh, gosh.
Yes,
Man,
I've seen highlights or some
give me South Alabama at 15 points.
South is not very good.
Yeah, but against Troy, they're always good. It's just unreal.
Yeah, the line would be higher, but Barker, nobody really knows if he's going to play or not. So if they have to start Gunnar Watson freshman, that's going to be a huge issue.
The coach did you saw the media deal yesterday, or is that today? That's today, isn't it?
No. The press conference was last.
Yeah, and of course he will not say anything about the injury. He doesn't want anybody to know.
Yeah, they're keeping everything close to the dust.
Now, he said that. Now, let me tell you something that he added to it, was only if he's out for the year will they go ahead and say he's out for the year. But so if he's not out for the year, they're not going to say anything about it. Pike Liberal at Monroe Academy. Monroe completely dominates that league. I'm going to take Monroe at home to beat Pike.
Monroe's having a little bit of a rebuilding year, but
they are.
But Pike obviously is in the same situation, so I like Monroe in this game.
Thank you, sir.
Monroe is the alma mater of the great Keith Pugh, who was a receiver for Alabama in the 70s.
Who's a very good Baptist preacher. Did you know that?
I think I did.
He was a preacher at the First Baptist Church of Silicaga for a long time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And Keith Pugh played with another guy that played at Alabama. What was his name?
Stephen Chile in that line.
No. We're talking about from the same school.
Oh. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was a lineman. K.J. Lazenby.
Yeah.
You remember that name?
I do not.
That might have been before you were born. Yeah. Your dad was in the car business a long time in Birmingham. Is that right? And he was...
He was there for 8 or 9 years probably. No, not that long. 5 or 6 years before we moved to Ashland.
Yeah. And West End. Your daddy went to West End High School, didn't he? See, only me in Troy, Alabama could have told you that.
West End High School.
That's a big high school, wasn't it?
It was back then.
And back in those days, the car dealers at a football game, that's where you wanted to go, is where the car dealers were having their tailgates. I don't know if you remember. Boy, they were pouring. They really went out big.
Had a good time.
Sure did.
I mean, how many more games are left in the private schools? Might Live only have a couple left?
It's not many of them left. I think they have 3 games left, I want to say. And then there'll be playoff time. Zion Chapel is winning, Mike. They play at Sampson. This could be a pretty good ball game. I think Zion might go in there and beat them. What do you think?
What's Sampson's
record? I have no clue if that quarterback got knocked out against Central Haynesville. I don't know what's going on down there.
And the quarterback had a little, I think, what is it, Daddy? Or?
Yeah, I think it's Brad McCoy's nephew.
Brad McCoy's nephew, yeah.
I mean, normally I would take Sampson in this game. I don't know who to pick in this game. I guess I'll take Sampson. They're the whole thing.
Well, you take Sampson. You take Sampson, and are you going to take Sampson? And I'm going to take Zion Chapel to win on the road, probably the first road win they've had in a long time.
I'm going to tell you, I think these teams are pretty evenly matched. I'm going to take Sampson playing at home.
I'm going to change my pick and
the blue and the gold. All you do is go into the beach. You go to the beach that way through Sampson.
Yes.
You know, many times I pulled off over the right and went by and watched them practice football before I got.
Only Mike Amos would do that.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
A random team.
It's nothing like good old home football. You're right.
Zion Chapel is the only high school in Alabama that starts with a Z. I know that.
All right,
That's
Mike,
good
that's
trivia.
a good trivia question.
That's what winners are made of. I like that's the type of stuff I like.
Okay. All
It's
right.
got to be the Zion Chapel Zebras.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been a good one.
I wonder how many high schools in America start with a Z.
All right, did everybody? All right, but right, who'd you take?
I took Samson and
All right,
Delilah.
everybody took Samson. Okay.
But you.
Now the game of the year in Class 1A, I want to say it's 1A, is 2A. Arrington and G.W. Long going at it, and this is going to be quite a game. Coach Kilcrease has done a fabulous job. You remember they started out slow. Did they lose the first two, Mike? Or
Yeah, they were 0-2.
they were 0-2, and they have won 6 or 7 straight. And they're playing excellent football against G.W. Long. And they've
You were
been.
talking about G.W. Long. Didn't they get beat last week?
No, they won, I think. Let's see, last week. I'll have to double check right in here.
G.W. Long is having a really good year.
Oh yeah, they have they're normally a big baseball school. Mm-hmm. And
It's a big rivalry game. What's this?
oh, they won all right. G.W. Long, yeah, they got beat. They beat Houston County 49-7. So that was this 2A football, and then Zion Chapel won 43-0. But and then Arrington, the Purple Cats beat Barber County 60-6.
Yeah.
So both of them are coming off.
Barber
big wins.
County is, for as long as I can remember, has got one of the weakest football teams in.
I don't know who
They have the longest losing streak in the state of Alabama right now.
Who is
like,
that?
Like 70 games. I think Barber County's lost.
I cover the Goshen.
No, wait a minute. They won a game recently, Mike. Barber County did.
I covered the Goshen
Yeah.
Barber County game one time as a reporter, and I counted the people that were in the stands on the Barber County side. I think they had like 11 people that drove up, and I was so depressed and sad thinking about that only 11 people would come see those kids play.
I apologize, Mike. I was thinking about Bullock County, but you're right. Barber County probably had one, but you know their quarterback and president of the senior class was a star receiver at Troy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Emmanuel Thompson.
Emmanuel Thompson came out of there. All right, who do you like, Mike? Arrington or G.W. Long? You got to shoot in here because one of you is going to have some relief.
I mean, Arrington's red hot. I'm going to take Arrington.
But hey, I tell you what, Long, G.W. Long, red hot.
I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna take G.W. Long at home.
I think I'm going to have to take G.W. Long at home. And Arrington, boy, what a game this is going to be.
I'm going to take. I've picked against Arrington to my chagrin, and so I'm on the Arrington bandwagon.
You know, I can't. I got to go Arrington too. I'm going to take Arrington to beat G.W. Long. What a game this is going to be! I tell you right now.
Chuck Dunn will find a way to slow him down.
This game is being played in downtown. G.W. Long is located in downtown Gipperville. And hey, Tate.
They've won more state championships in baseball than anybody in Alabama history.
That's right. Did you take Arrington,
You took
Mike?
Arrington, didn't you?
Yeah.
I was the only one to take G.W. Long.
Well, Mike and the coaches there, Kilcrease and Dunn are very good football coaches, and Jim Jackson just sold the mayor of G.W. Long a Cadillac.
Oh, I'll be pulling for Arrington, and I would take Arrington if they were playing at home.
I know what you mean. You're right, no question. Highland Home and New Brockton and those flying squadrons are just dominating everybody now. I'm going with the flying squadron of Highland Home to win. Mike, do you know what colors they wear?
They wear royal blue and silver.
It's not royal blue. Well, it's not silver either. It's gold, blue and gold.
At Highland Home?
Yeah, at Highland Home, blue and gold.
Good looking, you.
I thought they were just white and silver.
Well, somebody might call in and correct me.
but royal blue and silver.
Yeah. Okay, I always thought there was some yellow in there somewhere.
Hey, I should know. I used to do their jerseys.
Yeah, you sure did. All right, everybody takes Highland Home, or what do they do?
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you, is New Brockton, is there an old Brockton?
Yeah, we're going to take a short break. We're going to be back. This show is brought to you by Bill Jackson Chevrolet Ford on the bypass right here in Troy. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hey, I'm about to go get on the computer. I'll call right back.
Okay.
All right, that'll work.
Get on the computer about what? The color of those jerseys?
He didn't answer that question.
And we're still in there.
Yep.
What is the deal on this wine?
We're still here.
Yeah, we're still here on there.
Oh, here we go. We're back here.
Never left.
Oh, boy. Hey,
That's his new job.
I was thinking that we would, I know that we'd be coming right back with you, and we're going to take Ohio State and Northwestern to start off. Can you believe Ohio State playing on a Friday night? Could you see Alabama playing on a Friday night? Yeah.
No.
Yes, sir.
Holy cow.
Wait a minute. Friday night, Ohio State plays Northwestern. Northwestern's a 28. Ohio State's a 28-point favorite. Man, oh man. Who do you like, Rice? Who do you like?
Friday night.
Ohio State.
And they're interfering with high school football too, aren't they?
They sure are.
I reckon everybody's going to take Ohio State.
I'm sure Michael will. He had to go do something. We thought we were going to commercial.
Yeah.
Northwestern beating Ohio State would be like South Carolina beating Georgia, so I guess it can happen.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Do we lose? Will, are you still on?
No, we lost. Will had bad service.
Okay. All right, now we've got Duke at Virginia. I'm taking Duke. I think they're playing at Virginia, but I like Duke. I'm going to take Duke. Who do you like, Jim?
Let's see. When's this game being played?
It is played on Saturday. They're going to play on Saturday.
Trying to see what the line is on this game.
I'm picking Virginia. Didn't they beat Miami?
To open the year.
Yes, they did.
And it was founded by Thomas Jefferson. Good gracious, Virginia.
Well, wait a minute now. Not Thomas Jefferson, was it?
He was the first president of the University.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Favorite at home.
Okay. I like Duke for some reason here. Mike, who do you like?
He had to go. Remember,
we'll get him in a minute.
Yeah.
All right, who do you like?
This is a tough game to call. I'm gonna take Duke.
Mm-hmm. All right, Jim Jackson takes Duke, and I'm gonna take Duke. I think the guy at Duke's probably one of the better coaches in the country, and evidently getting some players now. This would be a big win for Duke over Duke.
I wish Duke had beaten Pitt because that helps Alabama's strength of schedule, having beaten Duke, but they got upset by Pittsburgh.
Who do you like, Rice?
Virginia.
Okay, Clemson at Louisville, and Louisville is evidently a lot better. They can score a lot of points now. They go in and beat Wake Forest, 63-60 or something like that this past weekend.
Obviously, they can't stop anybody.
You know, but before the season, Mike, you could have gotten the line on how many games will a team win. Louisville was 3.5 over and under. So if you thought that Louisville was going to win 4 games, I think they've already done that. So
they're playing pretty good. All right. Everybody's going to take Clemson?
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody's going to take Clemson. All right, Army playing at Georgia State. I put this in here because Georgia State has really been playing well in the Sun Belt. And Army's the big wishbone team. This is going to be a good football game. Jim, who do you like here?
I have no idea.
The Army Cadets.
Army runs the ball. I'm going to take Army.
Yeah. Boy, that's going to be a good one. You know, they played all their games. Georgia State bought Turner Field. You remember the home of the Braves, you know. And they started playing football there just a couple of years ago. We went over to see Troy play. Beautiful setting and everything. And I think Georgia State's got a home field advantage here. I'm going to take Georgia State. We're waiting here from Mike in a minute, but I'm going to take Georgia State to win.
You know that Scott, that is the plant manager of Kimber in Troy.
Good morning. Yeah, go ahead, Rice.
I mean, we'll catch you up in a minute. We never went to break, Mike.
The plant manager of Kimber, the new big gun manufacturer in Troy, he played football at Army. He played with Scott Rainey, who also played at Army. But
I was going to use that as a tribute.
He was a nose guard and linebacker, and he still looks like he can play football. Army.
Okay, you're going to take Army?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Rice takes Army. Mike, who do you like in the Army-Georgia State game?
All right, where's this game being played?
At Turner Field in Atlanta.
Man, Georgia State's really playing good ball right now. I think they've won 3 in a row. Man, Army's pretty good. Give me Army.
All right, Mike Amos takes Army. Mike, you also Duke and Virginia. Who do you like?
Where's that game being played?
At Virginia. I want to say.
Boy, Virginia looked awful against Duke. I mean, not Duke, but Miami. Did y'all watch any of that?
Yeah, I saw some of it.
Virginia's a 3-point favorite.
Give me Duke.
All right, Mike Amos takes Duke. Duke.
Didn't Miami come back and win that game at the very end? It was a close game.
I want to say that. Okay, now.
No. They came back.
Miami beat Virginia 17-9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. That was a Thursday night game, wasn't it?
That's right.
Yeah, that was a terrible game. They both looked awful.
All right, here's, boy, is Florida State bad or not? I was starting to have confidence. I was starting to say this guy's going to make this team better, but they were not even competitive against Clemson. A lot of teams are not, I'm sure.
How far has Florida State fallen? Gosh.
I think this guy is gone.
They almost covered the line, though. The line was like, I think, almost 27.5.
The final score was, but it was bad. It was real bad. I'll take Wake Forest over Florida State at home. Now, you would think Florida State would bounce back, but I don't know. Who do you like, Mike?
I mean, Wake Forest had a heartbreaking loss. They got beat by Louisville 62-59.
Oh, boy.
So that was a shootout of all shootouts. Wake Forest had a lot of turnovers in that game.
What I'm saying, Wake Forest can score. Can Florida State score with Wake Forest?
Yeah, I think Florida State will match up well. I'm going to take Florida State at home if it's a home game.
All right, it's not.
This says at Wake.
They're playing at Wake.
If it's at Wake, I'll take Wake.
All right, Mike Amos takes Wake. There'll be a bunch of cigarette smoking going on. They're going to all leave the stadium and smoke a cigarette and come back in, and that's what they're going to do. Okay, Purdue and Iowa, and boy, this Iowa team, they're not. They can play defense. They don't score very well. What do you think?
Can't.
Who do you like here, Jim?
I'm looking for that line. Iowa was a top 15 team till last week.
Iowa is a 17-point favorite.
Yeah, I'm going to take Iowa.
17-point favorite?
18.5 now.
Golly.
Purdue beat the helter-skelter team of the season, Maryland.
Yeah.
Easily.
You know, I'm gonna. You know what I'm gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna take Purdue and upset here. I'm gonna take the Purdue Boilermakers.
18-point
You're saying they turned the
West
corner.
Lafayette, Louisiana. I mean, West Lafayette, Indiana. Jim Jackson, who do you like?
I took Iowa.
I like Iowa.
He took Iowa. And Mike, who do you take?
I'll take Iowa, but they're painful to watch. They got to get defense, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's right. You're going to take Iowa. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back to Bill Jackson Chevrolet's Picks of the Week right here on Troy Cable.
At Marguerite's, we've been designing and crafting custom jewelry for 4 generations. It's an art for master jewelers. There's really no room for error. It doesn't matter how big the diamond is. You don't expect anything less than perfection. What matters is quality, beauty, and value. After all these decades, your engagement ring is still our greatest pride. Marguerite's exquisite jewelry.
Napa know-how. Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
The lot is full of new 2019 model vehicles, and they are priced to sell at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC. New 2019 Chevrolet Silverados, new 2019 Buick Encores, and new 2019 GMC Yukons, and more. The 2020 models are rolling in. Check out our inventory. You can be sure to find the right vehicle for you at the right price for you. Shop us on 231 North Troy or online 24/7 at BillJacksonAuto.com. Bill Jackson, the name you've trusted for over 30 years.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
At Marguerite's, we've been designing and crafting custom jewelry for 4 generations. It's an art for master jewelers. There's really no room for error. It doesn't matter how big the diamond is. You don't expect anything less than perfection. What matters is quality, beauty, and value. After all these decades, your engagement ring is still our greatest pride. Marguerite's exquisite jewelry.
Back to our show, bro, ladies and gentlemen, and of course we got Mike Amos calling in from Grayton Beach, and Will Matthews, we lost him. But Bill Rice and Jim Jackson are with us. It's time to pick the games, and of course brought to you by Bill Jackson Chevrolet Ford in Troy, Alabama. And thing about it, they can get on their computer right now and see everything you got on lot. Is that
Shop
right?
them both stores.
And you can see everything you got. Is that right?
Everything that's there. Should have 15 to 20 pictures and.
Okay, well, let's get started now. Boise State, who's still undefeated, Mike, playing at BYU. This one surprised me a little bit. You got Boise State is a 6.5-point favorite. That's small compared over BYU. That's really giving BYU some respect, Mike.
Yeah, well, BYU beat Tennessee and then they beat USC. Their quarterback's out there, Zach Wilson. So they've got a new star quarterback who struggled last week. They lost to South Florida, and South Florida's not very good. I'll take Boise. I like the points.
Yeah, Boise. I'll take Boise.
Boise just put 59 on Hawaii this past weekend.
Yeah. I was going to go with an upset and try to gain on Jim, but then Mike, you had that intelligence on the BYU quarterback being out, and I changed my pick to Boise.
You know.
I like Boise in this game.
Jim's favorite restaurant is the place that where all the yuppies go. Is that right, Troy? How many yuppies got? 2 or 3? You like the white tablecloth, don't you?
Oh, Big Raves?
Yeah.
We ate there last Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, great place. Of course, the winner of our contest at the end of the year gets the dinner at Boise, at Big Raves. Okay, everybody took
Let's
Boise.
Get some potatoes at Boise State.
Everybody take Boise.
They did.
Okay, Arizona State and Utah. Mike, Utah playing well, and so is Arizona State. Who do you like here?
Good game.
Yeah, it's the 2 best teams in the Pac-12. I've been really impressed with Arizona State. Herman Edwards done a great job.
Yeah, that has shocked me.
I don't know. Where's this game being played?
I've got it at Utah.
Yeah, Utah's only lost to
Utah, yeah.
USC.
See, I can tell you.
They've got Utah as a 13.5-point favorite, too.
I'll take Utah.
I like Utah, too. They're playing very well right now. I'm going to take Utah. Jim.
I like Utah.
Jim Jackson likes Utah. Bill Rice, how about you?
Utah.
And Mike, everybody likes Utah. Okay, Oregon. This is another good one here. Oregon at Washington. But the key here is which Washington team's going to show up, Rice? Who do you like?
You're right. It's you never know. It's like a box of chocolates. I'll go with Oregon and Coach Cristobal, who I've always liked and appreciate what he did at Alabama.
Yeah. Speaking of, Bill Rice, and of course, his dad and all the Alabama folks, and Jim, you probably have eaten out there a few times, would go out to Julia's and have a lunch on the Friday of the football game. Do you still do that? Or do they
Once
still
in a while. Watching that Bobby Bowden documentary last night, I thought about all the times that Bobby Bowden spent in Troy, and what comes through in that documentary is how down to earth he is, how he treats everybody exactly the same, and people in Troy can attest to that. He would just sit down with local people from Troy and it'd be like they're their best friend.
Well, they tell the story about when they had it out of the kitchen. They used to have it out of the kitchen, and your dad probably went out there some. Rice and all them, and Calhoun and Falk and a bunch of Alabama folks would
John
meet out
Key
there every Friday. And one day they were eating and enjoying the meal, and I think it might have been your daddy went to the restroom and went on the way back. He sees Bobby Bowden sitting at the table by himself. I'm sure driving through, and they said, "Bobby, come over and meet all these Alabama folks." They say he stayed there for about 2 hours talking to them. They didn't go back to work. That was that.
And you knew him well from having the quarterback camps here in Troy.
Oh yeah, I sure did.
He's had every Bowden on the show.
That's right.
His favorite Terry.
That's right, Terry. I don't know. Tommy was pretty good. All of them were good guys. Every one of them were good guys. And they loved our Lord and Savior, too.
That came through.
Dad interrupted his practice one time. In the middle of practice, he went out there and tried to get him to sign a...
I know it. I can't believe I did that. It was spring practice, thank goodness. We were going to... I was taking some boys down to spring baseball practice, down to spring training. And we pulled in there and we said, let's go watch them practice. And I know a good friend of mine was a good friend of Coach Bowden's. And we just walked over there and I said, Coach, can I get a picture made with you and my boys? He said, won't you let me finish practice and then I'll do it.
Well, see, even then he was classy.
That's right. He didn't chew me completely out. Okay, Oregon and Washington, Jim. Who do you like?
I'm going to take Washington in this game. Oregon's pulled out a couple of close ones lately.
That's it, North Washington.
And they lost their tight end.
Yeah, now they're playing at Washington.
Yeah, playing at Washington.
I look for Jacob Eason to have a good game, and I'm going to take the Huskies.
Who'd you say have a good game? The quarterback,
yes.
Easton?
Jacob Eason. He was the guy that was at Georgia.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about who's the best quarterback that was at Georgia. Now you got Jacob Eason, you got Justin Fields, you got Jake Fromm. Now Georgia fans are calling in all the shows saying that he can't win the big game. And they wish they had Fields or they wish they had Easton. It's just so funny. To me, I think Fromm's a pretty good quarterback, but Oregon finally put it together against Colorado 145-3 the other night. And I think this will be a shootout. It'll be a great game. I'm gonna take Oregon.
I'm gonna take Oregon, even on the road. I'm gonna take the Oregon Ducks. And our guy here, the big Oregon guy. Who do you like, Jim?
I took Washington.
All right, he takes Washington. The coach can't play now. The whole thing, all this Washington, all that's going through your mind is their coach. They used to be at Boise.
My mind's their quarterback.
That coach used to be at Boise.
This will be 2 first-round picks going at it, though, and Eason and Justin Herbert.
Yeah. Who do you like here, Rice?
I went with the Ducks, Quack Attack.
All right, so Jim's the only one that took Washington.
I am.
Southern Cal at Arizona, and Southern Cal's playing a little bit better. I think if there'd been more time left.
It's Arizona at Southern Cal.
Yeah, it is. It's played at Southern Cal. We made a mistake here. I'm looking back at it.
No, I've got it. I've got it on Scores and Odds.
Okay, all right. So who's the home team then?
USC.
USC, the home team. I'm going to take the USC to win.
They're 9-point favorite.
All right, who do you like, Jim?
I like Southern Cal.
All right, Mike, how about you?
Yeah, Clay Helms' job's, probably over with already, but they looked a lot better against Notre Dame. They made a really good comeback and only got beat 30-27. And I like them against Arizona.
Some people are speculating that Urban Meyer might be heading to USC in the future. It's neither here nor there. I'll take USC.
Okay, everybody took USC over Arizona. Florida at South Carolina. Am I right there?
This is one of the most interesting games of the week to me.
Boy, it's going to be a good.
Well, South Carolina's quarterback starts though in play. That's the biggest question.
Who do you like here, Jim?
I like Florida to win the game, but I think they'll have to pull it out late. The surprising thing to me is Florida's like, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're like a 5 or 6 point favorite.
That's all.
Yeah, they took it off the board, actually. I wonder why they took it, because of the quarterback.
It's on the board now, 6.5.
6.5. I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna go out and tell you right now. I think South Carolina's gonna beat them. I like South Carolina at home. Is that right?
Back-to-back upsets.
At home, South Carolina. They're gonna. What is that old? What's the cry of a cock-a-doodle-doo?
Well,
what is it?
It's a good pitch.
It's a rooster.
Rooster, yeah, that rooster.
Hockey.
It's a good pick in honor of Coach Sadler, right? I guess.
Sure is, in honor of Coach Frank Sadler. And, of course, Frank Sadler's funeral is this Friday at 10:30 from the First Baptist Church in Troy. Also, visitation from 9 o'clock to 10:30 in the morning. That's this Friday at the First Baptist Church.
Florida still has a chance to represent the East in Atlanta. I still think they got a good team. Could have beat LSU. So I'm going to take Florida. I've got a high degree of confidence in that one.
Okay, Mike, who do you like?
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard for South Carolina to come back down to earth. And, of course, Helinski's, got a knee injury, and he's going to try to play. But I'll watch the backup, and if Helinski goes out, I just don't think he can lead them to too many touchdowns. He might, lead them to a few field goals. But I think Florida will bounce back, and I think they'll actually probably cover that line.
Okay, looks like I'm the only one who likes South Carolina. Jim, who do you like? Jim Jackson's going to make his turn here, Mike.
No, I took Florida.
Okay, took Florida.
Yeah, 11 a.m. kick if anybody wants to watch it on ESPN.
I was just sitting here looking at this. How many times would you see Clemson and Louisville at 11 o'clock, Florida, South Carolina at 11 o'clock, Auburn, Arkansas at 11 o'clock, West Virginia, Oklahoma at 11 o'clock? I mean, there's a lot of good football games or good football teams playing early.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
I hope.
We didn't talk about the. I guess maybe y'all might have talked about it. I missed the early part of the show, but I tell you, Jalen Hurts looked a lot like the old Jalen Hurts against Texas. He made a lot of mistakes, and he also made some really good plays as well. But Oklahoma should have beat Texas by 3 touchdowns.
You would think.
It was over. I think they had 550 yards of offense. Texas only had 300. But the reason I'm talking about this game is Oklahoma's defense is really pretty good.
Yeah, I know it.
A lot better than they were.
It's kind of scary. Oklahoma with defense. I mean,
I know it.
The real deal.
Yeah, good point.
No question about it. I've already, I said a long time ago it's going to be Oklahoma and Alabama for the national championship.
I still think Ohio State's the best team in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Lafayette or Louisiana, they call them. Louisiana at Arkansas State. This is in the Sun Belt. This is 2 big games here, Mike, in Troy's side of the Sun Belt. Is that right?
This game's Thursday night.
Thursday night, yeah. Of course, Troy plays on Wednesday night. Who do you like here, Mike?
Oh, man, I don't know. I'll have to look and see.
Right now it's gone from 4 to 6.5 for Lafayette. So Lafayette.
It's right now at 5.5. Arkansas State just got blown out by Georgia State.
You mean Georgia State beat how bad they beat Arkansas State?
They beat them 14.
What?
High scoring game. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Give me Louisiana Lafayette.
All right, Mike takes Lafayette. I'll take Lafayette.
I'll take Lafayette.
All right, Jim Jackson.
I'll take Lafayette.
Okay, we're going to take a short break. Ladies and gentlemen, this show is brought to you by Bill Jackson Chevrolet Ford on the bypass right here in Troy. We'll be right back.
Know-how.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa know-how. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa know-how team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
I've been working for this my whole life. The chance to relax on the open water. With my financial institution, Max, my Achieve checking account earns dividends. So I'm free to do what I love.
Piggly Wiggly's local butchers are on site at both stores and will help you select the best cuts of meat and trim them to your liking. Our USDA choice beef is the most consistently tender, juicy, and flavorful beef you can buy, all at cost plus 10%.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Ford Truck Month is going on now at Bill Jackson Ford, and folks, we have the deal for you. Take up to $6,000 off MSRP and get 0% APR for 72 months for huge savings on a new 2019 Ford F-150. Select new 2019 Ford Mustang starting at an incredibly low $23,900, or drive home a select new 2019 Ford Escape starting at just $18,900. Bill Jackson is the name you've trusted for over 30 years. Check us out on Highway 231 in Troy or online at BillJacksonFord.com.
Great player.
Yes, we're back.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Bill Jackson Chevrolet Ford on the bypass. And I know right now y'all going through some huge sales. Inventory-wise, gosh, your Chevrolet dealership has more trucks and cars than I've ever seen it.
Well, actually, we were talking about that yesterday. I've only got 3 left coming in. The GM strike's finally catching up. I don't have as much as I usually keep or try to keep.
I was wondering about that.
And now they haven't built any vehicles in over a month.
So
they finally shut the truck plant down in Mexico.
But numbers-wise, though, you got a bunch of vehicles.
I probably got somewhere around, on the ground, I probably got somewhere new around 110, and I usually keep like 150, 160, so I'm down a little bit.
Now, usually your scoreboard clock is on. Your sign's always got a scoreboard, but they're not doing it now, are they? The scores beat South Alabama?
Oh, it should be. I don't know if Sam's taking a look at that or not.
Yeah. And of course,
international students coming in, do they ever lease cars while they're in school here?
A lot of those students will come in when they leave and try to sell, but it's usually like a BMW or a Mercedes or something that they go somewhere and buy used. And then they want to sell it when they leave, but it's, if it's a $5,000 or $6,000 car with 150,000 miles on it, they usually want $15,000 or $20,000 for it. So very few of them actually sell.
But what would be the percentage of the international students that actually buy a vehicle? Is it a pretty high percentage?
No.
Well, I don't know what they do. They ride the bus.
Yes.
Okay, Kentucky at Georgia.
Dad, did you go to the basketball madness last night?
Yeah, it was huge. It was huge, but it was mostly for the students. I missed. It started at 5:30, and gosh, I didn't know that, so I missed the major part of it. But it was a big, full. I'll tell you this: if they have those kind of crowds at games, they'll win a lot of games just on the noise. It was a tremendous noise. And I hope they'll do that some.
I hope they get a good atmosphere back. I like going to basketball games.
Yeah, it is fun, no question.
Scott Cross is a big-time coach. I mean, he's a guy that, had an unbelievable record at Texas Arlington. I think that's one thing Jeremy McClain, that was a great hire, I think, for basketball.
No question about it. Kentucky at Georgia. I'd hate to beat Kentucky this week. What do you think, Jim?
I like Georgia in this game, but is this another game that's an 11 o'clock game? I'm not sure. You know, that's another thing I think that hurt Georgia last week was the 11 o'clock kickoff.
No, listen to this, guys. What if Georgia loses to Florida, which it could happen, Auburn on the Plains, which could happen, and Georgia, everybody picking to go to the national championship game, ends up 9-3.
It very well could happen. But no, it looks like the Georgia game may be a night game.
Yeah, I think it is a night game.
5 o'clock game.
5 o'clock game.
Yeah, I like.
Sonny Smith's not even playing quarterback in Kentucky right now. They're playing a wide receiver that they moved to quarterback.
Correct.
And he did pretty well, didn't he?
The rest for 200 yards.
Is Sawyer healthy? Could he play? Is he available?
They beat Arkansas, though.
Okay. And Arkansas led that game for a long time. I was pulling for Arkansas.
Game is a 5 p.m. kick on ESPN.
Correct. I like Georgia.
5 p.m.
Georgia.
Okay, TCU at K-State. At one time, this would have been a pretty good battle. I don't know. You just shoot in here on this one. TCU at Kansas State, Mike. Who do you like?
I'll take Kansas State at home, I guess. They're 3-2. They're an underdog, 3.5-point underdog to TCU.
Kansas State is fading. They started off pretty good. TCU's got the coach and the prestige. I think they'll rally to close the season. TCU.
I'm going to take TCU.
I like TCU.
All right, Jim likes TCU. Mike, who do you like? You like Kansas State?
Yeah, I'll take Kansas State at home.
Okay, Clemson at Louisville. Does Louisville have a chance here? You know, Louisville can score. They're real fast.
No, we've already done.
Oh,
over here. But yeah, you're right. Clemson will kill Louisville.
LSU at Mississippi State, and I heard a commentator on radio. They said that Mississippi State is horrible.
Yeah, they are not very good.
That guy could be fired. What do you think?
However, this may be a close game for a half. I think it'll take LSU a little time to recover from their big win against Florida. But I like LSU to pull away in the second half.
The thing that LSU has this year that they hadn't had in a long time, Rice Jr., is balance. Now they can run it, and now they can throw it. They're going to be hard to beat.
Their defense hadn't lived up to expectation, but they got the athletes on defense, too. So.
LSU's problem the next 2 weeks is staying in the moment.
Yeah.
Trying to think about what they're doing and not
Everybody takes LSU.
Hold
is that right?
tiger.
Everybody takes LSU.
Moorhead, the Mississippi State coach, came out of his press conference yesterday and pretty much, stated what everybody else knows is that it's tough to win in the SEC, and he said that, the fact that he's got fans and coming up to his daughter after the game and saying that his dad sucks and stuff. It's one of those situations where I think he's in over his head. I think you're going to see a change in Starbull. He's basically admitting he's in over his head right now, and I like LSU to win the game, and Mississippi State, I think they're going to maybe win 5 games at the best.
Yeah, welcome to the South.
Well, when you're being paid $2 million a year, don't expect too many people to cry for you.
He's making over 3.5. They're already talking about him being a strong candidate for the Rutgers job, trying to get back up.
Oh, God.
That would be he was mentioned there, and that would be a perfect scenario for Mississippi State if Rutgers hired him, because they wouldn't have to worry. They'd actually get a buyout and not have to pay out $7 or $8 million.
They actually say that Rutgers is the worst team in college football.
They are.
Is anybody else you can throw in there, Mike?
New Mexico State, maybe.
New Mexico State.
Vanderbilt's not very good.
Our team up there in Massachusetts is not very good either, Mike. UMass, yeah.
Rutgers, they're the worst.
Okay, we've got West Virginia and Oklahoma. So our old coach already is starting to go through the battles of the power struggle here.
Well, they're getting better.
Yeah.
West Virginia's getting better, but they're not on the level with Oklahoma yet. I like Oklahoma big in this game.
Oklahoma at home against West Virginia. Didn't the West Virginia's quarterback get hurt, Mike?
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's questionable. The line is 33.5.
33.5.
This game will start at 11 a.m. on Fox, which I love these Fox games at 11 a.m. That's been fun for me to have those early games to watch.
The main coach.
I'll take Oklahoma big, just like Jim said, especially if Kendall's hurt.
I have watched a lot more games on Fox. They've had some good 11 o'clock games, and I really like their color analyst, their main color analyst. He's good.
Yeah. Okay, Jim, how about you, buddy?
Well, I'll take Oklahoma big.
Of course, this show is brought to you also by Trojan Auto Parts. Of course, located on South Brundage Street, and of course, Mike Kilcrease and all the great people. One of the cleanest auto parts places I've ever been in. You can order a lot of good things. Get you a Napa card, give it for Christmas. Great Christmas gift. Okay, Baylor and Oklahoma State. Hey.
These next two are tough for me to pick.
This might be the toughest one game out there, Mike. Why? Who do you like?
Baylor's undefeated.
Not for long.
I'll take Oklahoma State at home.
I'll take Oklahoma State at home. At home. This is a no-brainer, Jim.
Well, they're only a 3-point favorite.
Well, the coach of Oklahoma State is a man.
So he says.
Yeah.
A man with a mullet right now.
But
the mullet man.
You know, Baylor's got a good ball club, but they're bound to fall here, I think.
Jim and Bill, y'all are around the same age. Y'all probably sported a mullet at one time in life. Y'all ever have any of that going?
Nada.
I did not.
Did what, Mike?
A mullet.
Oh.
Baylor's most impressive win is Iowa State.
And Iowa State pretty good.
Yeah, and that was at home. Oklahoma State, on the other hand, they've lost 2 games.
I remember one of them.
They lost to Texas, and they lost to Texas Tech 45-35. And Baylor, I think, has already beaten Texas Tech. They did 33-30.
Comparative scores.
This is going to be a good football game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take Baylor. I just think it's their year.
Baylor.
Good story.
Who else other than Baylor's got brilliant gold helmets?
Notre Dame.
That's right.
They paint those every week. Brand new.
I tell you, Jim, he's right on target. Texas A&M at Ole Miss, and I was bragging about Ole Miss until this week, Mike.
This is another one that's hard to pick.
You're right. Mm-hmm. If they make...
You gotta realize when teams play Alabama, they usually get beat up.
Yeah. And that's exactly right.
You know, Mond, how do you pronounce it? Mond?
M-O-N-D.
All right, hear this. If he played for Auburn, they'd be undefeated.
Yeah.
Because he is the kind of quarterback Auburn likes. The one that can run and throw it. And he can do both. He can sure run pretty good. He's real fast.
And the one thing he does not do is take a lot of chances. I'm talking about throwing the football.
Yeah,
He's real peculiar about where he wants to go with the ball. He's not, he and Tua were totally opposite. Yeah. Tua will throw somebody open. Mom's waiting for somebody to come open. But he throws the out route incredibly well.
Yeah, he's great arm.
The 15, 20-yard route down the field out to the corner.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's a good pro quarterback one day.
Yeah, I just think Texas A&M's got more athletes top to bottom.
He reminds me of the guy at Seattle. He reminds me a lot. Mike, who do you like here, friend?
I don't know. Ole Miss made a mistake. I think against Missouri, they're playing Corral and Plumlee, and I think Plumlee's your quarterback. I mean, I didn't understand why they did that, even though they played Missouri pretty tough. I think the final was 38-27. I'm going to take, I want to take Mississippi.
No.
Ole Miss?
A&M's going to win that game.
I just think most of Ole Miss's offense has been Plumlee running the ball, and I think Texas A&M can figure out how to stop that.
I think A&M might have turned around a little bit. I think that was a positive note, even though they lost to Alabama. I think A&M's going to be tough to beat. Who do you like, Mike?
He took Ole Miss.
Oh, you took Ole Miss? Wait a minute. You took Ole Miss?
He did.
And the guy with the big teeth?
I really think Ole Miss is a lot better than I thought they were going to be.
You know, what did Pat Dye say? Georgia's not man enough to beat Alabama one time?
Yeah.
Mike, Ole Miss is not man enough to beat Texas A&M. I don't know where you're coming here.
I mean, the only reason I'm doing this is because they played Alabama, and I think they're going to have guys that are banged up, and they're not going to be, 100%.
I'll take Texas A&M.
But I think this is a perfect way for Texas A&M to turn the corner. They're going to be pretty good from here on out.
Tulane and Memphis.
Tulane and Memphis, Mike. Here's the game of the week.
Memphis got beat last week.
And I'm going to go ahead and give you the upset. Tulane.
We never talk about Tulane. I mean, not Tulane, but Temple. Temple's really good this year. They beat everybody.
Exactly. I'm going to take Tulane to beat Memphis. At Memphis. I'm going to take the Greenies.
I'm going to take Memphis.
I'm going to take Memphis.
Can you believe their nickname used to be the Greenies? Can you believe a nickname being Greenies?
I'm going to take Memphis at home, but Tulane just went on the road and beat Army pretty solid.
Just killed them. No question about it. Okay, here's a
tough one to pick.
How many games we got left? We got to run out of time.
4 games left in 5 minutes.
We're in great shape. Temple and at SMU. This is going to be a heck of a football game. Who do you like, Jim Jackson?
I'm trying to find that line. SMU has done a pretty good job this year, I think.
They were in the top 25 for the.
They're ranked 19th. 6-0. Temple's 5-1. I'm going to take SMU in this game. They're a touchdown favorite.
I think they're in the top 25 for the first time
you know what?
they got the death penalty.
They're ranked 19th.
All right, let me tell you something. You know how teams need to be beat. You know, just like a few weeks ago, Central Florida needed to be beat. SMU needs to be beat.
SMU's no threat.
I think Temple is going to beat them. Evidently, Temple is really good this year. I'm going to take Temple, Mike. Who do you like?
You know, Richard McBride, we talked about this several times, the leading tackler for SMU, which is an amazing story.
Isn't that wonderful?
His career was over due to his neck injury.
Boy, Troy could use him, and so could Alabama have used him.
I'm gonna take SMU at home. I think Temple's a lot better at home, but I don't think they'll travel and beat SMU on the road.
All right, so you're going to take SMU.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a good one, Jim. Michigan at Penn State. They're going to white it out.
I like Penn State in this game.
Everybody wears white. Nobody does this any better than Penn State. A lot of people think now, compared even with the Georgias and the Alabamas and the Auburns and the Floridas and people like that, they think that Penn State is the most rabid place in America to play football.
I think Penn State, I told you a couple of years ago, I think Penn State is probably one of the top 4 or 5 places in the country as far as home field advantage.
And that whiteout, when they say whiteout, they mean whiteout. You don't see
do.
You don't see anything but white, and that's just part of their deal, you know.
Of course, I already made my pick. I was looking for the line on this.
I would like to say this to all Auburn fans out there, Jim.
Who's favored? Penn State. Yeah, Michigan hadn't shown me anything.
I'm going for an upset. Michigan's getting better. And Penn State, somebody's got to beat Penn State.
You're right.
So
Ohio State's going to take care of that.
I agree with you. I'm going to take Michigan. Did you take Michigan?
I took Penn State.
How about you, Rice?
Michigan.
I'll definitely take Penn State.
All right, Mike takes Penn State.
Two taking
okay,
Michigan,
exactly.
2 taking Penn State.
That's going to be a great ball game. We got a lot of good ball games. War Eagle! Jim, Auburn's going to win the football game, Jim.
I agree with you.
And,
I think they will, too.
Auburn and Arkansas. And, ladies and gentlemen, there's a new shipment of Charmin toilet paper in all the stores in Auburn. So get ready to throw the Charmin because the Auburn Tigers will beat Arkansas in Fayetteville this weekend. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Tigers will be back on the winning trail this weekend, Jim Jackson.
Yeah, I like Auburn in this game. I like them 45-16.
Jim likes them 45-16.
If Auburn wins out, they're in the playoffs. Don't forget that.
There would be 6 or 7. 6 wins for them.
If Auburn wins out, it's the miracle of miracles. I mean, you got to beat LSU at LSU, then you got Georgia at home and Alabama at home. I don't see that happening.
Then they would have beaten Oregon.
All right, Mike, tell us who you like here.
I'll take Auburn. I mean, they've had 2 weeks to get ready. Arkansas's playing better. Auburn's an 18.5-point favorite. I like Auburn covering the line. I'd say 38-21.
I got Auburn 34-17.
21. I've got Auburn 48-21. Jim, what did you have?
Do what, Michael?
38-17 will be my score.
38-17.
38-17. Mine was 48-21.
And I like it 45-16.
And Alabama, the Tennessee Vols come to town, Jim Jackson. 8 o'clock kickoff. Who in the heck is going to go to a game at 8 o'clock in Tuscaloosa?
It'll be full.
I've been to many of them.
Oh, yeah.
But
makes for a long night.
It's going to make those guys are going to be out there all day long.
You'll have a lot of people not making it out of the tailgate. I know that happens a lot.
Roll Tide, Jim Jackson, as the Crimson Tide just jumped the gun here.
1 minute.
But we only got 1 minute. We better.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you have a great weekend. And, of course, this is a great week of college football. Of course, we'll be back on the air tomorrow morning, bright and early for Today in L.A.
Correct. The line's dropped to 34.5, so everybody thought the 36 was a little too much.
Of course, big game coming up. Troy and South Alabama. 7 o'clock kickoff from the Veterans Memorial Stadium right here in Troy. Is Troy and South Alabama this Thursday night. And want everybody
No, Wednesday night.
Gosh. We were Wednesday night.
Tomorrow night.
My fault. Wednesday night, of course.
Hopefully the weather will break and get some cooler, dry temperatures. It'll be a great night for football.
Appreciate Bill Jackson Chevrolet Ford on the bypass for bringing us this Pickett show today. Have a great week, and we'll see you tomorrow, bright and early, for Today in L.A.